So, Randy back with you. Got a good one today. We have a reversing valve, and we did a little poor man's cutaway on it so that you can see what's going on inside. Not everybody has seen what's inside of these. So here we got a standard run-of-the-mill reversing valve, commonly used on a heat pump. You got a common hot gas discharge coming in the top pipe. You got a common section on the bottom. These two outer pipes are going to change roles depending on what mode we're in. Now that's controlled by the solenoid. So looking in here, we have this piston that is going to slide back and forth and give us some positions based on what our solenoid is doing. It's two positions. We're either de-energized or we're energized. So let's pretend it's energized. Hot gas is going to come down this line. It's going to feed one of these lines down here. Now if we're going to say, okay, in cooling, it's going to feed this side, that gas is going to come right over here to the end of this. And if you look right in there, that tube sticks up a little bit. So that hot gas pressure comes in here and pushes our piston over. Now when it does that, I don't know if you can see it, but down there we have a hole. So essentially, hot gas from here is going to flow into this bay, into this hole, and hot gas will come down this pipe. This copper lump looking piece in here is actually a bowl sitting on this plate that has an opening here and an opening here, so our common section is actually being fed from here up through there and down. The hot gas pressure that's in here and here coming down that hole is also putting a little pressure down here so that we keep a good seal right down here on this Teflon seal. So that's running us in one mode, going one direction, not the band. So if our solenoid de-energizes, now our hot gas will come over here, and that hot gas pressure will be down here and actually push our solenoid the other way, or our cylinder the other way. Now, in doing that, we can move this connection between these two pipes. Now our suction is being fed from here down. Our hot gas is coming in here, down through that hole into this pipe, and now we're going the other direction. And that's basically what is going on with a reversing valve. We're just moving this back and forth, controlling which one's going to be suction, which one's going to be hot gas. Things that can go wrong with these is you get a lot of trash and debris in here, and this gets stuck, which I believe was what was originally the case with this one. But when I cut it all apart, we had a lot of debris in it then for sure, and when we blow it all out, the thing moves pretty freely. When you're installing a new one, you have to take great care to protect it from heat when you're brazing in these joints, because you don't want to melt that Teflon seal, and you don't want to melt these seals on the end of the slider. So lots of wet rags, thermal trap, some kind of heat absorbing paste, compound, wet rags to keep the heat away from the Teflon seals and so forth. And whatever you do, don't bang on this at any time with a hammer or a screwdriver or a nut driver, because if you actually dent this, now the slides won't move and you'll have a bad reversing valve. The coil itself can be taken off here, and you can change the coil out if the coil's bad. One thing to note is if you have this plugged into power and it's energized, don't take that screw out and pull that solenoid off the stem. It will burn up at that point, so you don't want to do that. That's all I got on reversing valves. Give us a like if you want to. Subscribe if you want to, and maybe see what's going to happen next. Who knows what I'm going to do.